You feel a burning pain in your side, like someone just stabbed you with a knife. It turns out that apparently someone did just stab you with a knife. It seems that you're a piece of bread. You're completely fine with this. But just then, a thought hits you. Bread is not supposed to be aware that it's bread, because it's bread! It sure is a crummy situation. What do you do? You just can't bear it. If you actually had a face, you'd be sadly whispering "Mama" to your loaf and crying yourself a river. Wow, you actually did it! You successfully whisper a soft "Mama" into your loaf's imaginary ear and begin to weep. You finish weeping soon after. You're about to start bawling your eyes out when a thought occurs. You could just stop being a big baby and suck it up. Are you going to go through with this idea? Oh, the power to you! You end up becoming a respectable citizen in society, moving in with a suitable human partner, getting a rescue pit bull named Rousey, and landing a job at a plumbing company. Sure, those stupid skater kids always call you Mario, but are they eating out at fancy restaurants once every week? Possibly, but that means absolutely nothing to you, as you went from a piece of bread to a wonderful spouse and a successful plumber! And that's all that matters. You feel a burning. It turns out it's your but just then, a thought hits you. Bread is That's impressive that you just throw your life away like that. Nonetheless, the person that is taking you away from your loving loaf picks you up and carries you to the toaster. But the lad isn't yet plugged in. You realise this diversion might just give you enough time to run away and save yourself. How do you feel about this? You're feeling a bit regretful, being the only self-aware slice of bread on the planet, and just throwing it all away. Lucky for you, the person that picked you up is now setting you down, and he's fumbling around with the toaster bar, giving you another chance. Would you like to try and make something of your life? Your final thought, as the person takes their time plugging in the toaster, is of the worst possible pun in existence. That you're toast. Light slowly fades from the eyes that you don't have, because you're bread, as you're burned inside this eternal pastry hell. You feel a burning pain in your side, like someone just stabbed you with a knife. It turns out that apparently someone did just stab you with a knife. It seems that you're a piece of. You're completely fine with it. But just then, a thought hits you. Bread is not. This sure is a crummy situation. What will you do? You go. Independence for bread must and will be established, and it all starts with you. Starting off your grand escape with a poorly executed backflip, you make it onto level ground. Carefully choosing to hop to the left in hopes of escaping, you find yourself facing an open door. You feel small compared to the large opening in the wall that leads to your freedom, but at the same time excited by all the new opportunities you now have. With a few more hops, you make it to the outside world. Where will you go first? Suit yourself. The giant person grabs you from off the floor and places you back in their intended place for you, the toaster. That's it. What were you expecting? Some dragon to come swooping through the house, or maybe King James III would just ride up into the kitchen on his horse to deliver you a quest or something? No, sorry, this is the path you created for yourself, bud. You feel a burning, it turns, but just then. You go, independence for... It appears that the odds are not in your favour, as your torturer recaptures you in their gigantic grip and sticks you back in the toaster where you belong. Nice job there, Texas. You feel a burn. You're but just this what we. That's but a. Your final thought, as the person takes their time plugging in the toaster, is of the worst possible pun in existence. That you're toast. The life slowly fades from the eye. It turns. It seemed you. Wow. You consume your entire body, a newly acquired face, all in one big chomp. Unfortunately, this entire break in physics somehow is able to create a black hole, eventually sucking up all of the universe. That includes your loaf. Are you happy with yourself? You were a piece of bread that was lucky enough to be given life by some unknown god, but instead of becoming famous or going on bread adventures, you cried about your loaf and then ate all of the universe. I just want you to know that your loaf wouldn't want this. You feel a burning pain in your... It turns out, it seems that you're but just then, what were you... You go, Careful, You make your way to the swankiest hot dog cart in town, operated by an even equally swanky looking person who looks to be bent over and asleep, their chin resting on the palm of their hand, snoozing face inches close to falling on the scalding hot surface of the cart. Their eyes open slowly, and their peaceful expression turns into one of panic. I mean, their face was just about to get burnt by a hot dog cart. They look at you accusingly for not warning them and crush you under their shoe, throwing a in there for emphasis. You can't help but realise that you sort of deserved it though. I guess being a jerk just doesn't work out sometimes. You feel a burning pain in it. You. If that's how you feel about it. And so you cry. You cry, and you cry, and you cry, and you cry. And then you stop crying for a few seconds to catch your breath. And then you cry some more. You cry so much that you end up flooding the house that you're currently inside of. At least, that's where it starts. Completely ignoring the fact that the house is flooded, you continue to cry until eventually, all of Earth has flooded. I'm sorry to say that due to you being such a pussy, you've flooded the entire planet with your tears. There are no survivors. Also, you're soggy. You feel a burn. You're covered. You go. Stop. You make. They automatically stand up straight, their eyes wide and a confused expression to match. They quickly realise the situation they were in and that you just saved them from a hell of a medical bill. They pick you up and hold you up in the air, certainly not unlike how that monkey picked up Simba in The Lion King. They praise you endlessly for saving their face, mentioning somewhere in the word vomit that their name is Alex. So what now? You give a plentiful amount of your welcomes before taking your leave, making your way towards the forest. The wide range of trees intrigues you, and you conclude that you could make your home there. Fast forward a few years and you've built a slice of bread-sized cottage beside a river, where you use your body as bait for fish and then wrestle them so you can later cook them and eat them. Of course, you never actually do eat them because, well, you know, you're a slice of bread. But it's the thought that counts. Man, life in the wilderness sure is intense, but you wouldn't have it any other way. You feel a burning pain in your side, like someone just stabbed you with a knife. It turns out that apparently someone did just stab you with a knife. But just... You go. Carefully chew. You... She automatically stands up straight, her eyes wide open and a confused expression to match. She quickly realises the situation she was in and that you just saved her from a hell of a medical bill. She picks you up. She praises you endlessly for saving her face, mentioning somewhere in the word vomit that her name is Alexandria. So what now? You get to know Alexandria better and eventually ask her to go on a date, to which she replies, yes. You two hit it off famously and you end up working with her at the hot dog cart, ending this small adventure on a good note. Give yourself a pat on the back, my friend. You've earned it. You feel it, but this you He automatically stands up straight, his eyes wide and a confused expression to match. He quickly realizes he picks you up and holds you up in. He praises you endlessly for saving him. So what now? Unfortunately, years later, one of these bowling trips ended in you messing up a throw. It shooting up into the air and landing on you, crushing you to death instantly. But at least you died doing something you love with one of your best friends, right? You feel a burning... It seemed you're completely fine. But this... You go. Kept with a few... You...